guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the IndyCar series on Project Cars 2, and we are here at Long Beach for race 2 here at Long Beach, and we're getting ready for the start of this race. So it's obviously a bit darker now, it's 1800 hours, so the sun's a bit lower in the sky, so the building's blocking out a bit of the sun. But here we go, got Bidzster on pole position again from Stevie on the front row, so let's get on with stuff then. Here we go. Will pulls out, we're off. Will pulls out, fantastic start for Will. Budges his way past Stevie. I'm coming through, have that, and now he's been hit as karma and hits the wall. As we go down towards the first corner, then it is everyone and everyone looking for the positions. Then Blakeney at the inside of Callum, Keith on the inside of Will. Looks like we all get safely through, and then Stevie and Neil Farmack contact into the roundabout. And as everyone else gets through, and Constantine is up, Will in 6th. Then it is 7th for Keith. TY in 8th next to Bradders there. We look up near the front when the camera catches up to us. It's Stevie and Neil battling out for second place. Bidster's gone again. Bidster's up out in front, 1 second ahead of Neil and Stevie. Then Callum in 4th. Then we've got Will in 6th place back here. There he is. We've got Blakeney in front in 5th place, all sort of spreading out a little bit now. As we look to the battle for second place, Neil versus Stevie, round 2. They were like this in the first race all the way through. And into the complex, a little bit of a hit the wall there for Neil Farmack, will get away with it. Bidzster nicely in the lead then, and it's Stevie in 3rd place. Blakeney's there with Will behind him, coming out the hairpin. Then we've got TY and Keith close together, then Bradders in 9th, so Keith doing a bit better in this one in 7th place, so getting used to the car a bit more. As we go down over the start finish straight, then it is still Neil versus Stevie for second place. Neil into the first corner ahead of Stevie. Callum runs a bit wide there in the background, but I think he just slightly tapped the wall there, but got away with it. Into the roundabout then, and out of the roundabout, unique bit of circuit, and then into the 90-degree right-handers. Remember, the first 2 laps, the pit lane will be shut, and then it will open at the end of this lap. Neil Farmack's made a mistake. Neil Farmack hits the wall, makes a mistake, and Stevie goes straight through, so he must have run wide into the wall there. But Neil Farmack down to 4th position there, so Neil down to 4th. Will's all over the back of Blakeney as well, and the camera catches up to us. There we are. So Blakeney in 5th, but Will's behind him still. So Stevie then released into 2nd place. Neil Farmack down to 4th as we go into the next section. Blakeney and Will both hit the wall simultaneously there. So Blakeney going around the long left-hander into the right-hand hairpin. Down to first gear, full lock on the inside. Blakeney catching the wall on the inside there, just about gets away with it. So as they cross the line this time, the pit lane window will open, and people will be able to come in for their pit stops. But I don't think people will be coming in anytime soon, because the alternate tyre is the tyre to be on. As Stevie and Callum have a nice little battle there, as Callum runs wide into the wall. That could open up for Neil Farmack behind him, who gets right behind the AJ40 Enterprises car of Callum. His teammate Bidzster 3 seconds up the road, so Bidzster really putting the hammer down in this one. And really trying to gain a budge of gap. There's Bidzster just going through the outer shot around the corner. And Stevie then into the left-hander up and over the rise there. As we look in the background, we've got Blakeney and Will close together as well. TY's pulling away from Bradders. Bradders in 9th, and Keith's gone back down to Bradders in 8th. Sorry, Keith's gone down to 9th, so Keith's spun out somewhere. He's gone right back down the field there, so lucky for him. Meanwhile, Neil Farmack still trying to put the pressure on Callum. 4/10 is the gap. Round into the hairpin. Nice lines there from all out over the start-finish line. Remember, they've got 10 to push to passes in this race as well, so that'll help them out as they go through the race. You can use them, just a little 15 to 20 horsepower boost, just helps it take up towards top speed a bit better, helps the acceleration. So if they are quite short ratio gearboxes on these things, they can only do about 180 miles an hour, but only 180, it's still quite a fast, ridiculously fast speed. But the oval version of these ones on the ovals, they end up going 240 miles an hour, so it's very quick stuff. But with these cars with the big fat wings on, downforce is the key. But the good thing with the IndyCars is they can actually run close together without actually losing too much to the turbulent air, unlike Formula 1 cars, which literally you go behind someone and you lose all your grip. So it doesn't really provide good racing, but this one does. As Will in 6th place there, with TY only a couple of tenths behind him now, so half second between Will and TY, so TY putting the pressure on here. Out the corner, TY takes a nice line there as they go down towards the next bit. Will and TY both on controllers. TY a lot more smooth on the controller than Will, but Will's still getting used to things. As we go around the corner, Will then into the next one, still having to fight the car a lot. TY right behind him now, just waiting for the straight, probably get a good run out of here, get the traction on, get the power, and we'll see what happens down at the end. But still, Stevie in second then from Callum, Neil, Blakeney, Bidzster in the lead by a good margin. Will on the straight then, darting left and right a lot, needs to practice his smoothness with the controller a lot. Or then just taps the wall and under braking, but gets away with it. That could have been a bit more risky than first thought as he hits the wall on the way into the roundabout and completely mucks up his line around there. TY right behind him now, just waiting for another mistake from Will just to see if he can take advantage, but Will doing okay so far over the curb, and TY closes up behind him, but again no way through. Long Beach doesn't provide that many passing opportunities. You've got to really rely on the car in front making a mistake, but oh, there Will goes wide there. TY will get a good run, he'll go for the inside for the next corner, but no, backs out of it, decides not to. And Will hits the wall on the way out. This could be TY's opportunity, get on the push to pass, try and get through. Will gives him space, he goes right near the wall. You can see that Will's on the controller because his car's darting about, but then tries to turn into the corner, can't make it, hits the wall, and luckily for Will there, goes into the wall, finds reverse, then gets on with it. TY up to 6th position. Meanwhile, Bidzster coming down to it for the first corner, 3.6 seconds ahead of Stevie in this race, really showing us all how to do it. Over the curb there and into the roundabout. Nice lines there from Bidzster. We've got Stevie in second, Callum third with Neil still just under a second behind him, so still keeping the pressure on there. As you go around the roundabout into the 90-degree right-handers. The last one a bit more 90 degrees than the other one. There we go, through the corner. Got to watch that tyre stack on the way out. Neil Farmack closes up a little bit there, but Callum again pulls away a little bit on the exit. Blakeney in a solid 5th place here, not doing too bad in 5th place. TY looking to close in, but still Blakeney a nice 5th for him. Nice for him to bring some points in for the team, for Andretti Autosport, because Keith's having a mare of a time at the back in 9th place, 26 seconds behind the leader and 2 seconds behind Bradders. But Keith looks like he's getting on with it a bit more now, getting used to the car and the track, but not his favourite combination this one, so hopefully next time out at Indianapolis he'll be a lot better off than what he is now. As Callum goes out the corner then, powers on down the start finish straight. Neil Farmack behind him in 4th, down the straight, gap closing in a little bit, so Neil might be using a push to pass here, or that might just be the draft, but into the first corner, closes in by quite some margin there, so looks like Neil might have used a push to pass there to close the gap up a little bit, but Callum nicely through the chicane section there, through the roundabout. You can definitely call it a chicane, it's a very twisty left, and the right, very tricky right with the curb, and then into the next corner, then we're into the corner, but 2 corners before the back straight. Neil closes up, but again Callum doing good to try and trump his every move. Stevie's only 2.5 seconds behind Bidzster now, so Stevie putting in some fast laps here, so Bidzster might be taking it a bit more easy up front, but I wouldn't expect that to be too much of a what we would call a Bidzster thing, but as the camera can't keep up with the car. Stevie goes around the corner there and then into the hairpin. Nicely around the hairpin there for Stevie onto the straight. So Bidzster 2.3 seconds in the lead then. So it's gone down by a couple of tenths this lap, but again he might be having a few laps where he's taking it a bit more easy, then he might push for a few more laps. So remember, with these cars, you've got to watch the tyre temperatures, because the tyre temperatures were a real problem at Circuit of the Americas. A lot of people had overheating tyres, but in this one shouldn't be too bad with it being Long Beach, because it's more of a technical track than it is a tyre abuser. But Bidzster, nice lines through there. Stevie then again a nice line through there as well, following him. There's Callum and Neil. Neil still 1/2 second behind Callum and can't seem to make the gap close, and that'll not help the gap because he just hit the wall there, so the gap goes from 5 tenths to 8 tenths, so almost a second even. So Neil loses time there with a little glance at the wall. Meanwhile, TY catching up to the back of Blakeney, so Blakeney then under pressure from TY then. So Blakeney's not exactly what you call slip back, but TY has been catching up to him. Into the complex. Blakeney makes a mistake there. TY could capitalise here, but he can't quite do it. He's going to try and go right round the outside and get the inside for the hairpin. No, he's not. He's going to go wider into the corner, try and get a narrow line, get on the power earlier, and then try and get right behind him in the draft. He is right behind him. You can see the gap going down at the top of the screen. 308, 303, 297, 258. So it's going down the gap in the draft. Will he go for the move into the first corner? It's going to be risky if he does now. Just has a little look, but doesn't bother to go for the move. He's trying to put Blakeney off his off his stride into the roundabout. Blakeney carries some good speed through there, but gets it a bit wrong on the way out. TY close right back up again. You could throw a blanket over these two, they're that close. Under the Verizon Bridge, down towards the left and right, before we get to the back straight. Into the left, a bit faster than the right. The right's got a blind apex. Blakeney hits the wall a bit there. TY looks to make amends, but can't quite get close enough again. So TY in the Dale Coyne Racing Honda versus Blakeney in the Andretti Autosport Honda. Will's gone down to 9th place, so Will's had a mistake somewhere, made a major mistake there. He's gone down to 9th place there. He's behind Keith and Bradders. We're actually quite close together as well, so that could be a good little battle to watch as well. As TY and Blakeney go through the hairpin. Blakeney's still ahead, but a bit closer than it were before. Yeah, looking at TY then. Blakeney 2.9 seconds in front. Sorry, 2. We're looking at the 10th of a second. I do beg your pardon. It was the 2/10 in front of him. So as you can see there from the pictures, right behind him, up over the top of the roundabout, then into the right-hander. Watch that curb on the inside and this curb on the inside here. That's a dangerous curb. That you hit that wrong and you're off into the walls. Blakeney almost does that, and TY closes up a bit more, but again can't get close enough to make a move. You've got to get a real good run here at Long Beach in order to make a move stick. Bradders has gone to the back. He's pitted. That's why. Bradders into the pits. Now that might be what Will did, but we didn't see the pit stop, but it'll all get clarified after the race anyway. But Bradders into the pits for an early pit stop then. Bidzster meanwhile in the lead, 1.8 now in front of Stevie, so Stevie's closed that gap in by half a second over the last few laps. So Bidzster must have his tyres going off or something, but Stevie's pushing. Stevie's pushing in 2nd place, so he's doing a good job there. Callum in 3rd still, Neil Farmack in 4th at the hairpin. 5th is still Blakeney from TY, but it's a very close contest so far between Blakeney and TY for 5th place. But TY still can't quite get close enough to Blakeney to make a move. Blakeney is not wanting to make a mistake here, and he's not going to give any room to TY whatsoever. As Bradders comes out the pits then behind them. Let's have a look at Bradders coming out the pits here. He's going towards the pit lane exit line, and beautifully done by Bradders there. Joins the track, that's how you do it. And then TY catches the wall on the outside there, risky stuff, but then again over the curb here. This could be a risk too far as well, but both nice lines around there. Then out of the corner, down towards the next left-hander, onto the brakes. Blakeney catches the wall on the way in, but just about gets away with it. Almost could see the car understeering towards the wall there. The car just not wanting to turn. Understeer is when you turn the wheel on the car, and the car just does not want to turn. The tyres can't handle it, and it just does not want to turn. Whereas oversteer is when you turn the car and it goes, whoa, it goes into the corner way too much than you expected, and the rear end starts overtaking the front. But looks like a bit of understeer there for Blakeney, but might just be the tyres or the angle of the corner who went into the braking zone or something. But yeah, could be the angle of the car, but still looking good so far, as Will's back up to 7th place in front of Keith, so he's back into 7th. The main battle on track though between Blakeney and TY. There's some good TV time here, these two, as we go into the first corner. Again, both trumping each other on pace, and Blakeney doing very well to absorb the pressure here from TY behind him. TY good at putting pressure on. Oh, just as I speak about absorbing pressure, Blakeney makes one little mistake and TY's closer and closer now. He's really close. He might even go for a move here. Blakeney has to defend the inside. TY goes to the outside. TY is going to try and drive all the way around the outside of him and get the inside for the next corner. Is he going to manage to do it? I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. Blakeney defends the position well, does exactly what he needed to do, places the car just on the inside of the corner, just so TY can't dive his nose up the inside, and holds on to 5th place for now. So still doing very well as both cars run wide there. Meanwhile, Bidzster's got 2.5 seconds to Stevie now, so the gap's still more or less the same. Callum closing in on Stevie though, so Callum's picked up the pace a bit. So Callum's picked up the pace in this one, he's 3rd. And Blakeney and TY again, you could throw a blanket over him. Blakeney's got to think about defending here from TY. TY looking left, looking right, just trying to put him off his game. Looks to the inside for the first corner, again thinks twice about it. Just trying to manoeuvre his car around, so Blakeney looks in his mirrors and thinks, what's he doing, what's he doing? Then he doesn't look at his braking point and then goes off. But you see what TY's trying to do, but Blakeney looks like he's immune to this so far. TY runs wide into the wall that time. Over the curb, that's on the power. Blakeney defending his position very, very well indeed. Very impressive stuff from Blake. And into the left-hander. Oh, just I say, very impressive. He goes into the wall there. That could have lost him some time, but again, TY not close enough to capitalise on the mistake. So, but now he is. He gets a good run out of the corner, pulls out the draft. He's got the inside for the next corner. On the inside, Blaney's not giving in though. Look at that, right around the outside of him, saying, I'm going to hold this position, sunshine, because the next one's a left. Side by side into the hairpin. TY's got the inside into the hairpin. Blaney's got to give him space. But Blaney just says, stuff you, right around the outside. Have that. Never seen a move like that before to defend, but very, very good stuff there by Blaney and TY. The ultimate entertainment package. But that was fantastic defending there from Blake. I've never seen that before. Around the outside of the hairpin to hold on your position. Brilliant stuff. And TY goes off at the first corner. TY goes off at the first corner, misses his braking point. He's trying to reverse the car or sort the car out, whatever he needs to do. But there we go, reverses onto the track. Just keeps out everyone's way. Got a car coming down, I think, have we? That's Bradders, just lets Bradders go through. And then TY rejoins, but very unlucky for TY there, just missed his braking point. But that's given Blakeney a sigh of relief, but he was probably still amazed about what a good defence that Blakeney put up at the hairpin, that he just forgot to brake for the first corner. But good stuff as we look back to the front then. 1.5 seconds now from Bidzster to Stevie, so Bidzster must have made a little error somewhere for it to go down that much in the space of only a couple of laps, but Bidzster still in the lead by 1.6 seconds. Into the first corner we go. So guys, just having a drink there, it's warmer today, it's 34 degrees outside. Celsius that is, Fahrenheit probably off the scale, but yeah, very warm today. As we go into the right-hander against Bidzster, using a lot of that curb. He's been very brave with the curbs now. Looks like he might be starting to push a bit more. Let's go on board with Stevie to see if we can see how he's trying to catch Bidzster up there. You can see Bidzster ahead. So you can see Bidzster ahead on the track. Into the right-hander, very good line through there. Catches it on the power. We're visually closing in on Bidzster here. So Stevie definitely the man with the pace. He might have used a couple of push to passes to catch up as well. But again, Bidzster probably made a few mistakes. But still, all's well so far. Stevie gets a bit of understeer into the left-hander. Into the right-hander, sorry, into the left-hander now. And then the right-hander of the hairpin. Into the hairpin. And out of it. Again, we're closing on Bidzster. 1.5 now to 1.6. So, still a decent gap. 6 laps, 16 out of 33 here at Long Beach. The sun's starting to set here at Long Beach. Luckily there's lighting because obviously these cars don't have headlights, but still, the vision's still good here. Stevie just plays daredevil with the wall there and loses a couple of tenths to Bidzster. And one little mistake here at Long Beach is all you need, and Callum a very, very good third place here so far for Callum. Up and over the top, and then down towards the next corner. Neil in a nice fourth, a bit further back now. He's dropped a bit further back off these boys, so he must have made a few mistakes. Neil goes back down to fourth. Well, he's still been in fourth, but just moves back towards Blakeney a bit. And Blakeney in fifth after ditching TY, after TY made that mistake at the first corner and cost himself about 12 seconds. But I would imagine TY will be back on it now, trying to go as quick as he can to try and catch Blakeney back up. He almost makes a little mistake there, runs wide. Will is down here somewhere. There he is, he's gone through. Keith's gone through as well. And again, because of the graphic, we can't tell what tyres people are on, because look, still the red wall tyres on Bradders' car, even though he has done a pit stop for the primaries already. So weird stuff there. Let's have a look at the lap times then. Bidzster last time round a 1 minute 8.0 to Stevie's 1 minute 8.9. So Bidzster putting out the laps now, really putting really trying to eke out the gap. So a little mistake there from Bidzster, obviously pushing really hard. Stevie trying to go with him. Callum 1 minute 8.7, so Callum slightly quicker on that lap than Stevie as well. Couple of tenths in it. So all very close on lap times here. Everyone trying to trump each other, not wanting to make a single mistake, because one mistake means you go right back down the order at Long Beach, or should I say on any street circuit. Bidzster's off! Bidzster's hit the wall! Bidzster's gone off, he's hit the wall, he's been pushing too hard. He's gone off and he's gone down to third position. So Bidzster runs off wide at that blind corner, misses his braking point completely, and goes off into the wall. So he'll be annoyed about that. So Bidzster then, will he call it time on those tyres, or was that just a general mistake? We don't know. We'll have to see. It still goes round though. So Bidzster must have just been a genuine mistake. So Stevie then takes the lead of the race. 106, 108.6 to boot as well. So Stevie in the lead of the race then. Callum in second. Bidzster in third. He's going to be trying to push hard now to catch up that gap. If we go through the complex section there's Callum ahead of him, and Stevie in the lead of the race now. Let's go on board with Bidzster to see if he can catch up to the other cars. Breaking into the left-hander, using all the track he can, and oversteer, putting the power on exit, really pushing hard. Now this way made the mistake last lap, but doesn't do the same this time, does it? Actually quite nice there. Gets on the power and tries to catch up the others. Let's watch him do this complex section then. Into the complex, a little bit wider there, but gets away with it. Into the left-hander, lifts off a little bit. Now this is Bidzster's unique line into this hairpin. He goes very, very narrow in, and then gets the power on the way out. So just a unique way of doing the hairpin there. But Bidzster still losing time to Callum a bit. So it looks like the tyres might be going off slowly. But TY's in the pits then. TY is in the pits. So TY pits then from 6th place. Will's gone ahead. TY then pits from 6th and goes down to 7th. Keith's coming down the start-finish line. Brad is back there, so we'll see where TY comes out. He should come out relatively close. He's got Neil there, who's just gone past him to lap him. And they're coming out the pits here. Keith's ahead of him, and we've got a car there who should keep to the other side of the line. There we go. Good stuff by Blake there, very fair. And TY comes out behind Blakeney, but remember, Blakeney's a lap ahead than TY now, because TY's been in the pits. As Keith makes a mistake and hits TY round. TY gets hit round by Keith, and that's going to ruin his race. He's going to do a 3-point turn now with Keith there. I hope there's no more traffic heading our way. There we are, gets the car going. Keith gloriously waits for him, so good sportsmanship by Keith. But Keith keeps on going, and TY will get going now, but he'll not be happy about that because he'll have lost time. But you know, these mistakes happen in racing. That wasn't intentional on anyone's part. That was just two cars coming together. Stevie's still in the lead then. Bidzster's now pulled back to 5 seconds behind the leader, so losing more and more time here. So he might be starting to think about a change of tyres, but again, the primary tyres will not be as quick round here as the alternate, so he wants to try and get the most out of these tyres as he can. Still trying to push hard, but Stevie doing a very good job in the lead of this race. You've got to admit, Stevie doing a very good job in this race to keep where he is. So could he break Bidzster's winning streak? Because Bidzster's won 3 out of 3 races so far this season. Will Stevie be the person to stop that? We'll have to wait and see. Come back, sorry, just having another drink, guys, because it is warm here. And Stevie's still in the lead of the race then. Callum 1.9 seconds. Oh, Stevie runs a bit wide there. That's not going to help him. Callum's going to close in a little bit there. Callum can sniff the possibility of taking the lead of this race. 1.4 seconds now. Stevie's got traffic. Will's ahead. Will's ahead. Is he pitted? Yeah, Will's going in the pit. So Will goes in the pit. So, and Bidzster's in as well. Bidzster's called time on those tyres, so he has pushed too hard on those tyres early on, and he's cost himself. So he's going to go onto the primary tyres and see what he can do on that set of tyres towards the end. So radical change of strategy here for Bidzster, but he needs to pull the rabbit out of the hat if he can, because he wasn't going to gain on those alternate tyres as they were anyway. But Stevie and Callum will know that he's gone in the pits now, and they'll be pushing hard to try and get a decent either in lap or just try and get some decent laps together and try and make a gap. Bidzster's still in the pits then. Bidzster pit box right at the end of the pit lane for Bidzster then. Up on the jacks, he's in for his stop. Will's coming out of the pits because he's already been in the pits there. TY goes through into 6th place then, so Blakeney's gone through, he's at the roundabout, and TY is now at the first corner, so that's what's happened between Blake and TY then. So they've definitely lost a bit of time there. But actually no, sorry, Blakeney hasn't pitted yet, beg your pardon, so we'll get back to that later on. But Bidzster's out of the pits now on his primary tyres, and this is what they should look like, ladies and gentlemen. You should be able to see on the side of the sidewall of the tyre when we're getting a good shot. That's what you should see. No red band, just a little white print of the Firestone on the side. But unfortunately, the other cars, it doesn't register on there. But I can tell if you've changed your tyres or not, because I can look at the pit stop to see if you've actually, if the tyres have actually come off and come on. So I can actually tell what kind of rubber you've got on. So don't think you can get away with it, guys. I can tell when you've not done it. But not that we've got any cheats in here, but just to make sure that people know that I am always watching. Stevie then with Bradders in front of him, then he needs to get Bradders the blue flag treatment as Bradders moves out of the way just about, and almost compromised Stevie's time a bit. Now he's got to watch out for Callum behind him. Callum's turn to try and get through past Bradders here. Neil Farmack then in 3rd place. Callum there, has he got past Bradders yet? Yes, he's got past him, so good job by Bradders there, letting Callum through. So still 1.7 seconds between the two at the front, Stevie and Callum. Obviously Bidzster at the pits, 42 seconds back now, but let's see what he can do on those primary tyres, as he's got a car ahead of him. That's Will, he's coming up to lap. Will's been in the pits, and looks like those tyres are working nicely for Bidzster here, but we'll have to keep an eye on the lap times here. So obviously this is his first proper lap out of the pits on these tyres, so we'll see what the pace is going to be like in a little bit. But Stevie's now down to the 110.3s and Callum down to the 109.6s, so that could be a game changer, but we'll have to see what lap time Bidzster does this next time round, because that first lap out of the pits wasn't really a banker as such, because well, Callum makes a mistake out of the roundabout, must have hit the wall on the way out the roundabout and just makes a little mistake, and now he's lost another couple of 10s to Stevie. So Stevie's now, instead of 1.7, he's 2.2 ahead, so lost a good average, about an average of half a second there he's lost, so unlucky for him. Bidzster goes round on these primary tyres. Let's see what the lap time is for Bidzster this time. Catching right up to the back of Will. Keith's closing up as well. Will keeping to the side to let Bidzster go through. Nicely done. There's Bidzster then powers down the straight. Let's have a look at the lap time, 1:14, so he must have got caught up in traffic behind Keith or someone. So again, another bit of the race that's not helped Bidzster, but again, traffic is part of the problem here in motorsport, as that's one thing you've got to try and get round. In my opinion, there shouldn't really be any blue flags. If you're leading by that much, you should be able to try and get past on your own. It'll add to the spectacle of the race. But Callum's in the lead then. Stevie goes into the pits for his pit stop, and he's trying to save as much time as possible by actually going down the slow lane. So he's supposed to actually keep to the left, to the other side of that blue and white line, Stevie, but yeah, never mind. We're going down the pit lane, and let's see where he stops in his box. So drives through everyone else's pit crew and goes down to his own box. Neil takes 2nd place for now, Blakeney in 3rd. Obviously after these pit stops now, this is where Bidzster's going to have to put in a good lap here to see where he comes out ahead in front of Stevie or not. I don't think he's going to, but we'll see. Stevie's already heading out the pits now towards the green cones. Bidzster's still coming out the hairpin, so Stevie will resume the theoretical lead of this race, but he's got to see what's going to happen. So Stevie goes down to the end of the pit lane. Let's see if he does this properly, which he should do, as it cuts a little bit off at the end, so he's got to be careful of that. But not quite get to the end, but still Stevie trying to save all the temps he can, and yeah, with the pit lane I would recommend staying in the actual fast lane, then peeling off into your pits, but obviously not doing that. But Callum then, he decides to go around again, so Callum going a long time on these tyres, so obviously Bidzster might be telling him how the tyres feel and that, but Callum going a bit further into this race, bit like him and Bidzster did in the first one. So obviously Bidzster had to try and change his strategy somehow to try and see if he could trump the pace, but obviously not feeling it with these tyres. Stevie comes out, he's going to get used to these tyres as well. I know it says the red wall, but they are on the blue wall, on the clear wall tyres. Stevie comes out that corner then, nicely around there. Bidzster trying to catch up as well, but not really happening for Bidzster at the minute. Callum's still circulating. Neil in 2nd place for now until the pit stops are done, as he's around there somewhere. There he is. Blakeney's still not pitted yet either. Blakeney's not in the pits yet, so TY, Will, Bradders and Keith have all pitted, I think, so they've all pitted in this race. So TY in 6th place, so just the top 3 that have not pitted in this race yet then, as TY comes up to Blakeney, so he's actually got more pace than 3rd place Blakeney at this point, so it could be a sign for Blakeney to go into the pits here, but we'll see as Callum goes round yet another lap on those alternate tyres. Callum, oh sorry, it's Neil, sorry, going past Keith in the background. And Blakeney there, tapping the wall. TY's gone through, has unlapped himself, so Blakeney's let TY unlap himself and use him as a guide, but there Blakeney's coming to the pits, so you see from TY's pace that those alternate tyres have had enough, and Blakeney into the pits then. So let's see where he's going to come out in relative to TY, but I reckon TY might be slightly ahead, but we'll see. Callum coming down the back straight, 17 seconds ahead of Neil. There's Neil. Stevie's obviously gone past Blakeney because he's in the pits. There's Bidzster, he'll be coming past him as well. There he is, he's gone past. TY is the other half of the circuit, he's just hit the wall there, so that's not going to help him out. So Blakeney's in the pits. Blakeney should easily get out in front of here. There's TY goes through there, he's still tapping walls, he's trying that hard. Meanwhile, Bidzster 3.5 seconds behind Stevie now. But still maintaining the same rough gap. Let's see where Blakeney's gone. Oh, Bidzster's lost it. He's gone round on those tyres, so not enjoying those tyres one single bit. But gets going again on those tyres. Blakeney then comes out the pits ahead of Bradders, and TY is just coming down the start-finish line now. So Blakeney ahead by a good 16 seconds then from TY, so big gap there. But Bidzster not enjoying these primary tyres, and not a lot of other drivers enjoying these primary tyres either. They're just sliding the car all over the place here, trying to push hard, catch up to Keith. So, goes up to lap him, gets on the power out the corner. Keith nicely just lets off the power and lets him go through. So good job by Keith there, ever the gentleman. As Callum goes through in the lead then. Will he pit this time? 27 of 33. Neil's not pitted either. So these two both going long. Callum looks like he's just lost almost all grip here. But still circulating 109 last time round, and this lap a 110.3. Neil's lap this time round. We'll have to watch and see what his lap time's going to be this time. Remember, he's not pitted yet. Still on the same set that he started the race with. And with only a handful of laps left in this race. Will he pit now or will he wait? He's going to keep going round. Let's see what the lap time is for Neil this time round. As we go over the line now, it is a 110.7, so a bit slow for him. No, Stevie's last lap was 108.9, so that's not bad. That's only half a second off his fastest lap on the alternate tyre. So really pushing hard here as Stevie goes out that corner and down the finish straight. Let's see what lap time is for Stevie this time round. Over the start-finish line, 109 dead, so still faster than the two at the front. Bidzster then, out of the hairpin, getting the move on. Trying to see what he can do. Bidzster over the line of 108.9, so faster than Stevie that time round, so by a little bit. So Bidzster slowly getting used to these tyres, but that's my iPhone just deciding to wake itself up. But down to the roundabout, past the roundabout into the right-handers. Bidzster trying to push as hard as he can, but these tyres not exactly letting him push. Callum goes round again as we've got, Will's in the wall at the first corner. Will's in the wall at the first corner there, just getting going. He's probably made a mistake under brakes and lost more time there, but unlucky for Will here. Bradders is only 9 seconds behind him, so if Bradders can keep up with the pace of Will and Will makes more mistakes, Bradders could be in for another position here. So you never know. Watch this space. Bidzster goes down the straight then, down towards the next corner. Callum and Neil just watching where they are. They're just down there, that's fine. So let's see the pace of Stevie versus Bidzster this time round, because obviously remember they've pitted already. So let's see what the pace is going to be this time round. Stevie 108.9, same lap time as Bidzster. Bidzster coming around again, and Keith just going really slow there, so sum it up with Keith there. And Bidzster 108.4. So Bidzster getting used to these tyres finally, and getting used to the pace, and he's getting on it now. So Bidzster finding some pace here. Let's go on board with Bidzster and watch him round a bit. So over the roundabout, nicely over there, gets straight on the power. Into the right-hander, nicely through there. And into the right-hander again. Nicely on the power. Smooth lines from Bidzster now, so he's definitely learned how to get used to these tyres. And he's putting it to good use. Into the left-hander then. Nicely into there, gets on the power out, uses all the track. Up to the left-hand side, brakes just at 250 yards, and then into the corner. Nicely through there, onto the back straight, down towards the complex section now. Into the complex section we go into there, and just sliding the car. You can feel the grip of the tyres now. The tyres have finally woke up. He's getting good grip from these tyres. Into the hairpin then, into the hairpin and out of it this time round onto the power. Accelerating up the gears. Neil Farmack's in the pits. Bidzster's going through. Callum's in as well, I think. Callum's just coming out of the pits now. Stevie's ahead. Callum's just coming out of the pits now. Where's Bidzster? There he is. Callum comes out ahead of his teammate. So Bidzster then, while we're watching Bidzster there, we're all happening. Neil Farmack's still in the pits. And out he goes now, but Stevie resumes the lead of this race then, 4 seconds ahead of Callum. And then, yeah, there's Callum in second place. Bidzster only 2 seconds behind his teammate now, so Bidzster's been closing in a bit now because of those last couple of good laps. And Neil comes out the pits now, he's just coming to the end of the pit lane thing there. Keith waits for him there, lets him go. And Neil resumes in 4th place. Lee's now in 5th, TY 6th, Bradders 7th, Will in 8th and Keith in 9th. So that's the order so far. Oh! Stevie's lost it from the lead! Stevie's lost it from the lead and Bidzster and Callum have swapped places. So I don't know quite what happened there. It's all happened, it looks like. So we'll get some replays on that now. Okay, here's a replay of Stevie spinning on lap 30. So we go into this right-hander that's blind. The rear end overtakes the front, is too fast into the corner. We hit the wall, and then we reverse to try and get going, but we can't find the gear fast enough. And Callum is just about to come through. We hit him. Then Callum goes off as well. Then Bidzster goes through there as Callum sets off, and then they're both racing each other. And then Stevie tries to get the car going again. And then Bidzster and Callum are racing each other, and Bidzster gets ahead. So as you come back from that, then Stevie makes a mistake, obviously Callum ran into him, and then Bidzster just picks up the places out of nowhere. So out of nowhere, the pendulum swings back in the favour of AJ Foyt Racing and Bidzster, who's took the lead now from his teammate. Incredible stuff. Brilliant. And obviously feel really sorry for Stevie as Callum loses the back end of the car. Callum's lost the back end of the car, he's got going now, but just all the excitement probably just lost control. But Stevie throwing the race away, hits the wall and loses time. We've got Bradders to pass now to add insult to injury. But Stevie, after leading the race, looking promising for the race win after Bidzster's mistake earlier, and now he's trying to find a way past Bradders. He's almost hitting him out of the way, but Stevie gets through on Bradders then. But Bidzster, the surprise leader in this race then, just shows you don't give up, you've got to be in it to win it. Lap 31 of 33, Bidzster's in the lead of the race, 4.5 seconds ahead of his teammate Callum, who got involved in that incident with Stevie on the last lap. And is that Stevie? That's Bradders. Phew. It's Stevie's still going on in 3rd, but Bradders then hits the wall there in the background and loses time, so Bradders losing more time there. Keith still circulating, good on him for keeping going. But obviously not up to his standard. This really, he doesn't like. Not a big fan of the street circuits in open wheel cars, but not doing too bad. And hats off for him to keep going. It's a very good job indeed. So I know there's not been many major battles in this, ladies and gentlemen, but it has been a fun race anyway. Because just watching the lap times and watching people trying to push as hard as they can to try and trump the other gaps, and all about strategy as well as speed. But Bidzster then in the right place at the right time, lap 32 of 33, the penultimate lap of the race for Bidzster. Callum's made another mistake and Stevie's only 1.2 seconds behind him, so Callum can't afford too many more mistakes, otherwise Stevie's going to go through for 3rd. So Callum obviously not liking those primary tyres one single bit, like his teammate. But and obviously Stevie not liking them as well with the mistake, but yeah, they've got to use the tyres for at least 2 laps. So obviously pit lane window is now closed, because obviously it closed at the end of the last lap, but at the start of the last lap. But all nicely through there. Stevie, I think, just glanced the wall there in the background, but no harm done. Bidzster onto his last lap of the race then for Bidzster, looking to make it 4 out of 4 here. So he's won the first 2 races at Circuit of the Americas, and he looks like he's on his way to win the second race here. So because he won the first race on Long Beach earlier, it looks like he's going to win the second one as well. So Bidzster maintaining his 100% race win streak here at Long Beach. Down to the next corner, and let's have a look at Callum and Stevie. Stevie looks like he made a little mistake there. He's lost half a second to Callum there, so Callum with 1.5 seconds ahead now rather than 1.2 as we go down to the next corner. Towards the left, Blakeney is still in 5th place with Neil in 4th, and looks like it's going to stay this way. But Bidzster then just in the right place at the right time to pick up the positions from Stevie and Callum's incident earlier. But you've got to be in it to win it. So Bidzster then is going to maintain his 100% win record here in this championship. Keith waits on the line so he doesn't have to do another lap. Bidzster wins race 2 here at Long Beach. Well done to Bidzster, maintains his 100% win record this season. He finishes in first. Keith's going to be 9th because he just crossed the line there. Callum is going to be in 2nd. Stevie looks like he's made another mistake on the last lap as well. So Callum then in 2nd place. 1-2 for the AJ40 Enterprises team. Well done to them too. Stevie then is going to come across the line in 3rd place when it looked like a win could be on the cards for him. Stevie crossed the line in 3rd there. Slows down on the line. Neil's going to be 4th. Well done to Neil, he's 4th. Blakeney's going to be in 5th here. Brad has just finished in 8th. He's going to cross the line in front of him as well. TY is going to be in 6th. Let's watch Blakeney go over the line here. Blakeney in 5th. TY is going to be 6th. The last ones of the finishes on this lap, I think, or it might be Will even, but Will's going to be 7th. TY in 6th place. There we go. TY goes across the line there in 6th. And Will is going to make round off the 7. So we'll just get those results and points confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that then. So Bidzster wins that race, well done to Bidzster. Callum in 2nd. Stevie unluckily falls down to 3rd after leading most of the race. Then it is 4th for Neil, 5th for Blakeney, 6th is TY, Will in 7th, Bradders finishes in 8th, and Keith this time finishes in 9th position. As we now go over to the overall standings, it is Bidzster who leading the championship on 87 points. Callum on 64 in 2nd, then it is Stevie 63 in 3rd, then Neil Farmite 46 and Will on 40. And then we go to the teams, AJ Foyt leading on 151, 89 for Team Penske, 77 for Dale Coyne Racing, 62 for Andretti Autosport and 16 for Chip Ganassi. So as you come back from that then, there is your winner, when we can get the camera on him, there he is, there's your winner, Bidzster in the AJ40 Enterprises car. Well done to Bidzster, and we will see you guys next time at Indianapolis GP circuit for round 3. We'll see you then guys, take care.